Congestive heart failure. The heart is unable to pump enough blood to meet the needs of the body. Congestive heart failure could be a left-sided failure or right-sided failure. Left-sided failure. Congestion is mainly in the lungs because of the inadequate pumping of the blood into the systemic circulation. Right-sided failure. Symptoms are primarily systemic. The heart is unable to pump the blood from the body into the lungs. Common causes of left-sided failure. The patient has atherosclerosis, hypertension, myocardial infarction, cardiac conduction defects, hypothyroidism, any disease that affects the heart muscle. Assessment of left-sided failure. Heart enlargement due to hypertrophy and dilatation. Pulmonary symptoms of left-sided failure. Dyspnea and moist cough. Possible blood-tinged fruity sputum. Fatigue, anxiety, irritability and restlessness. Cyanosis or pallor. Palpitations, diaphoresis, and arrhythmias. Medical diagnosis. Left-sided failure. ABG shows hypoxemia and hypercapnia. Blood chemistry shows decreased potassium and decreased sodium levels, increased BUN, and increased creatinine levels. ECG shows left ventricular hypertrophy. Chest X-ray shows pulmonary congestion and left ventricular hypertrophy. Common causes of right-sided failure. COPD, fluid overload, pulmonary hypertension, valvular problems. Assessment: heart enlargement due to hypertrophy and dilatation. Systemic symptoms: right-sided failure, dependent pitting edema, feet and legs, fatigue, liver congestion and ascites, nausea, increased central venous pressure, jugular vein distension, daytime oliguria, nighttime polyuria. Medical diagnosis: right-sided failure. Lab results: ABG's blood chemistry findings are the same. Chest X-ray shows pulmonary congestion, cardiomegaly, pleural effusions. ECG, left and right ventricular hypertrophy. Echocardiogram shows increased chamber size and decreased wall motion.
Medical treatment. Treat underlying cause. A. Morphine to reduce pain and anxiety, rest. B. Angiotensin covering enzymes, ACE inhibitors, Capoten or Captopril, and Enalapril or Vasotec. Then letter C. Oxygen therapy, nasal cannula for patients, and the patient feels they can breathe already. D. Reduce sodium and water retention, like diuretics, restricted fluid intake, moderate sodium restriction from 1.5 to 2 grams. And lastly, E. Digitalis, increase contractions, strength, and decrease in rate.
For the nursing interventions, we have A. Bed rest in Fowler's position. B. Measure the input and output, weigh daily. That would be 0.5 to 1 kilogram per day. That would be equal to the water retention. Measure abdominal girth daily. Letter C. Skin care to edematous areas. Letter D. Monitor for digitalis toxicity. That has a cumulative effect. Letter E. Observe for arrhythmias. Letter F. Provide emotional support and patient's education regarding care. Now we go to possible complications. The first possible complication would be A. Digitalis toxicity can be due to electrolyte imbalance. Potassium loss from diuretics can lead to hypokalemia, which potentiates the effect of digitalis. For the symptoms of digitalis toxicity, we have A. Headache and visual disturbances, B. Nausea and vomiting, C. Bradycardia, D. The first symptom is often anorexia. For the other possible complication, we have the pulmonary embolism from bed rest. Another one would be oxygen toxicity, especially COPD patients. And lastly, we have the acute pulmonary edema.